Mandalorian Season 2 teases the return of the Empire. I don't know. Well, possible leaks. This is from Cosmic Book News. Details the Mandalorian Season 2, including the possible return of the Empire. Yeah, of course, it takes place after Return of the Jedi, and of course, there are still some elements of the Empire still intact, which is kind of how it was in the original, expanded universe novels and whatnot. The detail they had to mop up an awful lot long after the Emperor was dead, and he was dead. But now, of course, that's all been wiped off the table by Disney. So, well, how's it going to happen this time round? Well, you'll probably get some clues from the Mandalorian. And the problem is, I'm afraid a lot of this will just be used to set up Rise of Skywalker and all that Palpatine back from the dead crap. Or it was just his clone. And he wanted Kylo to kill his granddaughter, or actually his daughter, since his supposed son was also his clone. So she's actually his daughter. And he's and then the whole plot was because he wanted her to show up so he could turn her to the dark side and take over her body and live on in her, I guess. I don't know. Why not? Well, the clone bodies were looking pretty rotten and didn't last long enough. So I figured hers would be better. But then what if Kylo had succeeded in killing her, Anyway, yeah, it was a crappy movie and the whole sequel trilogy is terrible. But Mandalorian was the only shining bright spot in recent news for Star Wars, but I guess they're going to be used to do some service for those films. So the idea comes from the title, the apparent title, of the episodes for Season 2. So we have Chapter 1, The Search. Chapter 2, The Confrontation. Chapter 3, The Bounty. Yeah, that stands to reason. The Republic. Yeah, we got a little cameo from them and their X-Wing fighters in the previous one. The Loyalists. The Sorcerer. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Well, I guess it could be another Jedi, or it's probably Baby Yoda. Yeah. And the Return. The return of what? The final chapter of the Empire. Oh, no. Well, maybe instead of Thrawn, it'll be Gus Fring here with his dark saber. But then again, it's one of those things that they should have utilized in the Star Trek Picard series with the fall of the Romulan Star Empire, that certain governors declared themselves the new emperor or what have you. And maybe he's one of those guys saying, yeah, I'm the boss now. And then Thrawn could be another character they introduced later. Said, no, not so fast. I'm the boss. And that kind of thing could happen. And you got these different stormtroopers and whatnot. It's like, well, what else is there, It's the only job I know how to do. So I'll just stick with the same manager that I've always known. But anyway, I suspect that's probably true. It'll be more or less to fit in with their crappy sequel trilogy. Yeah. So, fan favorite Star Wars actor Sam Witwer, known for voicing Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, offers up some things are to come. Well, yeah, some things. Oh, big things. Yeah, right. He says there are things that Dave Filoni has come into the Mandalorian Season 2 that are going to blow people's minds. Because the thing is that Dave and George Lucas always had the same instinct when it came to this. So, that's just to say it's in keeping with the vision of Star Wars that Lucas originally established. And Mandalorian does that a lot better than the sequel. Well, it's not even close. Mandalorian is not like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's very simplistic in a lot of ways. But, boy, I tell you, what a breath of fresh air compared to what else they have delivered. But unfortunately, I just hope this doesn't bring it down. But, God. Of course, there's no way they were going to say, you know what? Those sequel movies, those are apocrypha. They don't count. We'll move on with Mandalorian. And that'll tell the true story, because as far as I'm concerned, that's how it is. But little bits here and there will be there. And then I'll probably find out that, yeah, this is Yoda's clone. And so cloning, of course, cloning is a part of the Star Wars narrative. But it'll be in service to the idea of how Palpatine, came back to life. And, oh, God, that's just so stupid. So you probably have to hold your nose through season 2, Boy, they lure you in with the good one, and then I guess that's always the case. Oh, well, anyway, hopefully it won't be so bad. We'll find out in October, I believe, on D+. Yeah, that's right. All right, thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you. Yes, that's right, you. Most notably, my comic book Night over at IndiePlanet.com. And you can catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And, of course, you can also watch my videos over at BitChute.